Welcome back, adventurers. This is Otaku Jesus from the Ironthorn Guild, and tonight we're going to play a little Neverwinter. I am joined tonight by Rhino 3756.
Hey everybody.
I am also joined by AC Gamer.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode.
And right now we are doing the Cragmire Crypts Dungeon Delve quest chain, right?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's actually kind of cool because this is only like a 3-man thing. It looks like.
Yeah,
it was our walk party. We were doing this one the other night, and this is the one that one guy just kept leaving us and just like leaving a wake of bodies.
Oh yeah, he was wrecking the zone, man, so quickly. We couldn't even keep up with him. He ran so much faster than we did.
Oh, I know. It was crazy.
What do you think
He's gotta have some special gear.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, because I mean these are like from anywhere between a level of whatever, 19 to 70, so anybody can come in here. So that guy that was with us that day was probably one of the maxed out, players.
Challenge of Selune.
Oh, I just finally got
it kind of.
I got what you guys were talking about, the little challenge of Solane that just randomly drops off of a creature.
I just did too.
Yeah, those I've never seen those before. I don't understand those. So if you guys out there watching one of our videos and know what that is, tell me, please.
Please comment what that's going on there, guys.
It's like a little side quest where you kill things for a few minutes, but it's weird because I've never, in all the time that we've been playing this so far, I've never seen that.
And they're kind of impossible to do in some places. Like, it wants me to complete a heroic encounter, but that's not going to happen in here, right? There's no heroic encounters.
Yeah, not in here.
Yeah,
it
so.
Was just weird. Yeah, because then that's where I was finding him. What was at in the guild? It was like, we were doing those heroic encounters, and of course it's like, we're leveled down. We're scaled up to that level, but at the same time, it was, when we picked it up, it was so hard for me to actually get that 5 kills in that 3 minutes or something like that it was asking us to do it in.
Oh yeah, we gotta light the torches, guys. Get to light the torches. Can we go through this area? Because it doesn't look like we ever get to come back to this.
Which one?
This little doorway over here, this purple one. Because I always thought maybe we'd open it up at some point. You can come back and get something, like an extra little bonus or something. And no, even once that guy was wrecking the whole zone, he got all the way to the end before we even got close to him.
Take care of this guy. Let me see what's. Maybe it's class specific.
Oh yeah, maybe you can get in there. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
No. Maybe a Scourge Warlock could. Maybe it's, like I said, class specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, we've just never been able to open it. So if there's a secret way of doing that, guys, we will probably look it up. We'll probably find it at some point. But again, if you guys know the answer already, because this game's been out for a while, there's chances are one of you watching, know exactly what you need to do. Leave that down in the oh, watch out, there's traps over here right down the center. I just walked right on top of one.
The ones that you hit?
Yep. I'm trying to warn other people, and I'm end up doing it to myself. So yeah, it's. Oh man, I hate doing that because it slows you down. It hurts your feet. There's another one. Somebody hit one.
I did too. I'm standing on it.
Yeah, if you have a rogue, they can always disarm those things. You get a little bit of experience for doing that as well. So always a nice little addition to a group. But of course, if you just know where they're at, you can just avoid them. They're really not that bad.
Can we bring 4 people down here to do this?
I don't think so.
See, I don't know.
I'm thinking it's a 3-man because every time we've ever joined, it's been 3 guys.
Yeah, it's always only been 3, and
So.
it says a requirement of 3. So I don't know if that's like if your party is more than 3, if that will take everybody in your party or not. So it would have been kind of nice if Idris was still here with us to test it.
Challenge of Timora.
I'm kind of curious about that now because even when you pick up the quest, it says requirement 3 party. Party.
So now, if we light that thing, if we go backwards, can we get into that door?
Maybe. I mean, you might have to light more than just one of them. You might. Yeah, you might have to light several of them, but like I said, that guy that we were grouped with, he did all this. He lit every single thing in this map, and we were still like at the very beginning because he was running that quickly, and he was killing that quickly. He didn't even stop. He didn't even stop. He just walked through an area and everything died. Literally, all he had to do was look at the thing. So, I mean, we can go back and check, but I don't know. I think there's more to it than just lighting those things. Or maybe it's the order in which you light them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, come on.
Ooh, what is this? Gift of the Gods. Wow, what is the Gift of the Gods? What's his name?
Her name is Yoko Blackfeather. I can't find her.
Is it they are you know, on a training mission or anything?
No, she should be right here with us. I just got her like a little while ago.
When we clear this wave out here, look in there. Every once in a while, I've noticed that they go idle for some reason.
Oh, really? They go like AWOL and they're just kind of chilling?
Yeah, and you have to have them come back.
How
I
do you
noticed
get-
that with mine a couple times.
How do you get them to come back? You hit a certain
You
button?
just go into your character screen and then under the
Oh, here she is.
companions, and it'll say like make idle or dismiss, and there's a one way like if he's idle, then all you gotta do is just have him call back or something like that. There's like a button that says call back, I think.
Oh, okay. I let one of you guys light that one because I lit the last one.
I'm lighting this one.
Nice.
Opens a magic door. Light magic
That's-
barrier complete. Okay.
That might
so
be
let's
it?
go back- let's go back to that magic barrier.
Because that's not the way we went last time, right? I don't think I ever remember going through that door.
No, we didn't even go through that at all. That magic door, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we didn't go through that at all last time.
Okay, because you know we ran through it so quickly trying to catch up with that guy that a lot of the zone, you know, is the first time we came through. I actually took my time because I wanted to make sure I checked in all the corners and stuff like that, and so I wasn't really looking at the overall design of the level. I just kind of went where you guys were leading. So this is the first time that I'm actually, you know, paying attention because it's just us. It's not somebody else that's, you know, just busting through all the stuff they need to bust through.
Challenge of Ogma.
I don't want no
This-
challenges.
Oh, no, don't step on that.
No, do you guys get those as well when I pick them up?
I
No?
think we did. I got one. I think I picked one up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're not all the same. Use daily powers. Daily powers.
Skill nodes.
I think it's because of the class that you pick, like your you know, like at the very beginning when you pick your god, your thing. That's what they're about. Because I remember when Hydrops was talking, when he picked one up earlier, he picked one up from Tempest. Because that must have been the god that he had picked up for his rogue.
Oh, okay.
Was Tempest, and mine was actually the for what the one I picked up on. So I think that's what it is. It's about the actual the god or goddess that you're following. Is you're doing a small quest for them kind of thing.
Oh, well, that's not too bad. I mean, some of these are pretty easy. Like, we just had one that kills 5 enemies in 1 minute. Maybe not too easy depending on where you're at and what kind of creatures and if there's an abundance of them to attack. But if you're in a place like this, it definitely is very doable. And now I got another one that says use my daily powers 3 times in 5 minutes. That one I'm thinking is probably not going to be as doable because I just don't regenerate that kind of AP or hate or whatever that what you use for that back fast. Do you have anything special that allows you to do that?
I don't. I'm sure you could probably get I know there's like enchantments and stuff like that, runes that you can add that will actually make it better and grow your AP up a little bit faster.
Yeah, and there's certain, you know, abilities that I can put my points into that will do the exact same thing. So I know there's a way to get it back. I'm just thinking that at my level, within 5 minutes, using it 3 times seems a little unrealistic, unless I was in a really big battle like that last one we did, where we took on, you know, all those heroic guys.
Gosh.
You know, my thing was coming back left and right in there, but that was just a nightmare scenario that you know, I'm glad we got as far as we did in there, but not really looking forward to fighting those guys again. That was tough.
Yeah, that was. Well, actually, if you think about it, though, once we get to that point where we're leveled up again, it's going to be a really easy fight.
Yeah.
You know, because, I mean, we'll be on their level at that point, you know, but...
That's going to be a night and day difference for sure.
Yeah. I don't think did we come this way?
I think we
Yeah,
did.
I think we
did.
we did come this way, actually, yes.
Because
Okay.
there's that little fire over here off to the side. If you guys need it for any of your injuries, you can always just park your guy over here for like 3 minutes and wait for it to all to come back. But thankfully, we've been avoiding the traps. Oh, do you need that?
haven't.
Yeah, I do.
All right.
I'm gonna use a kit real quick.
There's no rush. I mean, this is a pretty deep and long dungeon, so we're going to be here for a little while. So if you need to sit over there and rest, we'll kill a few while you wait over there.
I'll come over here with you, since you're aggroing them now.
Oh, I might be able to do this by myself. I mean, if you need to go over there, you're fine.
Oh, no, I used a kit to fix my minor wound.
Oh yeah, I like to save those unless I absolutely have to use them. You know, especially for like those big epic fights. We died so much over there. I remember, you know, Hydros was letting me know that, you know, he was so damaged he actually had to sit and wait for his life to go back up when we finally ended the fight. He had to sit over there at the fire and do that. I wish there was a faster way, though.
Challenge of
I
Shantae.
wish you didn't have to sit in one of those camps for so long.
Which I guess is what the kits are for, and of course you can buy them or make them yourself. But you know, I just kind of wish there's a better way without using those. At some point, get a skill that allows you to do it. And for all I know, there probably is one. But I'm just spitballing. I'm thinking of things that I like in the game and things that I would like to change. And you know, that's what I always do. Do you guys ever pick the game apart like that, or is that just me?
Oh, I'm big time into that. Yeah, it's like this could be done differently. You know, I do that a lot.
Yeah, and then of course, you know, I've done that on some of my videos and regretted it later on, where I'm like, you know, now that I've actually experienced it longer, you know, the programmers were right doing what they did. It just seemed like at first it was a little awkward, but because of other stuff that they put into the game that is kind of unique to that game, it really fits, you know, pretty well. So I think as a developer, it's a fine line you have to walk between giving the players what they want and knowing better on what they actually need. You know, because they went to school for that. They train. They you know, have a lot of experience in doing all that stuff. And you know, at some point, you just kind of have to trust them a little bit and hope that they truly do know what they're doing. But man, I've seen some games that are so freaking broken that you know, like I'm not trusting those guys. You know.
Yep. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of games you can find different cheats, stuff like that you can help out yourself and benefit yourself with too. So
I don't like using cheats, to be honest. I've used them in a couple of games when I was younger, and I found they pretty much ruin the game. Like for some reason, maybe some people out there aren't like me, but I actually seem to find the most enjoyment out of a video game from the challenge. You know, and I'm not trying to like brag or anything. It's just it'd actually be kind of cool if I could go through a game and cheat to my heart's content and still get the same amount of enjoyment. I just don't, you know?
Yeah. I mean, there's been a few games in my time that I've actually used some cheat codes. Like Grand Theft Auto is one of my biggest ones that I use the cheat code on, just because, I mean, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to go through and 100% that game completely without doing the cheats anyway. So it's like, what's the point, you know? 'Cause once the game is beaten on that, I don't really go back into the world and go back to do all the little side missions and, you know.
Yeah, that I can understand.
Rampages you're supposed to do. So it's like, yeah, I'll go ahead and do the armor, the weapon cheats and the armor cheat and the health cheat, you know, things.
Just so you can play around with them. I mean, because the game's already over, you've already defeated everything that you're gonna defeat, and you just want to check out like the stuff that you're never gonna get access to.
Exactly.
That makes sense. I could do that, and in fact, I've done that before on a few games, but mainly nowadays I just watch it on like YouTube. Like with Assassin's Creed, you had to go get all the freaking flags, and the first one, that was, man, I don't even know how many hours I had to sit there, 30, 40 more hours just going back and getting all the flags, and it was painful, literally painful having to fall down. I suck at platformers, and that's the wrong game to play if you suck at platformers. You know, so yeah, that one was rough, and I think I got all the flags but like 3. I just couldn't do it. I just could not do it. So I ended up watching it on YouTube of seeing what you get. I think you got a bow and other stuff like that. And, you know, so I can understand that. You know, I can understand wanting to get that last one, especially if you're stuck and there's just no hope of you ever getting it, you know?
Yeah.
So I like it when they incorporate the cheats into the game from the programmer's point of view, because usually when they do that, it's not overpowered. Like, they give you that extra little boost that you might need to solve that puzzle without just giving it to you. You know, like if I had it where I could jump a little bit higher, I wouldn't have fallen down as much, and I would have been able to probably do what I was trying to do. And basically, you're just taking it off of normal mode and putting it on easy mode for somebody, instead of just God mode, you know?
Yeah, there's a chest right here too, guys.
Oh yeah, there sure is. It's a good thing you reminded me about that.
So you guys walking away, and I'm like, wait a minute.
We got to loot up. So what are some of y'all's favorite games from growing up? I mean, what's one of the ones that you remember the most as a kid?
Go ahead.
Yeah, Killer Instinct, because you brought it home one night, and Mom forbid us for letting me play it, so it's the one I remember.
And see, I don't remember that game from when I was from back then. Like, you told me about that one. You told me that story a long time ago, and I'm like,
the Street Fighter one? Like it was like a Street Fighter type game from the
yeah,
arcade.
It was like Street Fighter. It was for our Sega Genesis.
Yeah, I like that one. That one was a really good game.
I love Killer Instinct. I loved it.
And I never really played those style of games either, so that's why that kind of baffles me. That that we had one.
You had to bring it home. Yeah, you had to bring it home, and Mom didn't like me playing it, so I had to hide from her.
I wonder why it wasn't super violent or anything. I mean, like Mortal Kombat had already been out for like 5 or 6 years by the time that thing came out. And
yeah, she didn't like me playing Mortal Kombat either.
Well, I can understand
That's
that one from a parent's,
yeah.
yeah. But the other one, I mean, Killer Instinct was like weird characters. It wasn't like humans or anything like that. It was, well, I guess there was a few humans in there and stuff, but there was a majority like just like strange characters, and I liked it. I think there was even a skeleton guy in that one, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had
So
a wheel in him.
See, I don't remember this game at all. It's weird.
they had it at the theater that my dad had at the time, and I would go over there and spend a couple of dollars playing that game for a few hours. Yeah, a few hours, guys, used to buy you, or I mean, a few dollars used to buy you a few hours playing arcade games. I mean, they used to cost 25 cents.
I miss those days, man.
So do I.
We had this in our mall that we had here growing up. We had this huge arcade. I mean, it's funny. So like back then, it's like malls would have those. It's like a big arcade, and then the parents would just go drop their kid off, give them like $20 or whatever, and then they'd go do their shopping. And then they'd come back later while the kids sit there playing video games. And of course you wouldn't do that nowadays, obviously, but it's just
I think you could.
Crazy how,
I think you could. I mean, if you look at the way they're set up, there's only one entrance. And it usually was pretty protected. Like there's a guy walking around to make sure you don't beat up the arcades, games while you're playing. And there's also
Hey, there's another chest back here.
Oh, okay.
there's also a pretty good environment. Like it's just a lot of people hanging out and playing games together. So I think it would still be pretty safe to do it.
Yeah, I mean, if you have it set up right, I think you could. Because like the one we had, there was 2 entrances to it too. So it's
okay.
it could make it a little bit more confusing, I guess you could say, in a way. But of course, back then it was also too, it was a little more trusting of a society as well too. It seems like, ouch, it's like kids can go outside and be outside all day long and I have to really worry about it. Now, I mean, you're in your own neighborhood, people get all terrified of what's going on, stuff like that. So it's just, I think times has changed, and like I think just because like more stuff is being in the news, I guess you could say.
I think people have gotten more paranoid about it, but I think it's pretty much been the same regardless. I think there's always been, crazy people out there who will do stuff, and there's always been good people out there, and for the majority of the part, it's pretty much good people. But yeah, I see what you're saying, but I mean, I still had just amazing times at the arcade, and to be honest, at the time, I thought it was an inconvenience. I was like, I'd rather be at home playing. And when they came out with the home consoles, I was more than happy to get one and play it there. But, looking back, I'm glad I got to spend as much time there as I did, because you meet a lot of cool people, and that's how we traded information. We did not have, it makes us sound old, but we didn't have the internet. We didn't have cell phones on us. And so when we're playing a game, a lot of the time, in summer vacation, you didn't have that access to all those people that you knew in school to ask questions if you got stuck on something. So you had to figure it out, and it was not always as easy as that. Sometimes it was very, very difficult.
Or either that or have to get those gaming magazines.
Nintendo Power.
Nintendo Power, Game Pro, and stuff like that, and just hope that they have an article in the next month's issue about the game you're playing.
Exactly, and the spot that you're stuck on. Like, I think it had to be important enough for a lot of people to get stuck on it, So if you just happen to be doing something silly and just completely and totally missing the point of everything around you, and you're the only one who's ever gotten stuck there, then it's not going to help you out. So it wasn't until later that they started coming out with the gamer magazines for that certain video game, which I thought was kind of cool at the time anyways.
Yeah, those instructional games, like those guides.
Yeah, now I think it's a little bit of a cheat, because games, to be honest, guys, aren't really as hard to figure out. Like, I think as a gaming community, we've kind of picked up on how programmers do things. I mean, because when games first came out, there was no standard on, okay, you walk into a room, the door won't open. Oh, there must be a trap door. There must be a a lever somewhere or something along those lines. Like, our mind immediately goes to that now. But back in the day, it didn't. We just walked into a room that was closed, and we're like, oh, what the heck? What do we do now? We can't keep going? So...
Oh, I've quit many games because I couldn't figure out what to do next.
Yeah. Yeah, Myst is one of those games that is just incredibly hard to figure out and stuff. But, I think it's a double...
I get into that for that reason.
Yeah, I mean, it's so massive. But I like games like I think that my taste has changed a little bit from when I used to be younger because that I had more time to play. So I like games that were like 40, 50, 60 hours. Now 40, 50, 60 hours on a video game seems pretty steep for me, you know, to actually find the time to do it. And there's games out there that are even bigger than that. We're talking about 600, 700, 800 hours for like a Final Fantasy game to get all the stuff that you really want to get in that game. And it's a big commitment. You know, you really have to be ready for it.
Of Sune. Challenge of Ogma.
Like about my mid-20s, I started playing Dragon Quest VIII on PlayStation. And I had gotten into about 150 hours into the game.
Challenge of Timora.
The finish of it, you know. And I was trying to get like every little article, every little thing, you know. I'm like, but there's just so much that you can do in those games nowadays. It's just like, and that was just for a PlayStation game, you know. I'm not even talking about games that you can do now. It's just, you know, even that's even crazy.
Yeah, but that was good back in the days because, you know, I don't know about you, but I wasn't really big into all the stuff that they were coming out with. And so for me, I'd get about maybe a game every 6 or 7 months if I was lucky that I was really passionate about. And so
I'm the same.
And so I wanted a game that would last me 6 or 7 months just playing that one because, again, man, the culture has changed so much, guys. You know, games were not something that you could really rationalize spending $60, $70 for every other week. Nowadays you can, but back then you got to do that like once or twice a year. So you really had to pick out what game you wanted the most, and you had to wait. You just waited until you found that right one, that big budget. I mean, sometimes not even the big budget one, just you know, unknown one that looked really, really cool and got a lot of really good feedback from your friends. I mean, that was how I found most of my games, is the friends telling me, "Hey, this game just came out. And it's freaking awesome."
Yeah, we had this. We also had a place here in my hometown that me and my buddy used to go to all the time. It was like our little, you know, used game shop kind of thing, and we'd go rent our games there. But it was cool because like the way the guy had his shop set up, you know, he had a bunch of TVs and of course every possible gaming console that you had that was there at the time all hooked up, and you could sit there and play the games. You know, he would get any kind of new game that would come in, he would do a review on it with us, you know, and let us play with them. I mean, that's where I learned a lot of my games, you know, growing up, is because of this guy that had this little shop in town, you know, and that's where all the kids would hang out there, you know, and he did not mind that either, you know. It's like, even if you weren't coming to rent a game, if you just wanted to come and play games, you know, it was kind of like our little arcade, you know, but for consoles, you know, which was really fun. So
yeah, and that's the whole environment. Like if you walk into a shop like that and it's completely empty, you may not stay as long. But you walk in there with like tons of kids, and you're a kid as well. You know, you're like, oh, okay, I feel comfortable. I feel like right at home. You know, feels like I'm at school or something.
Yeah, and you know, we're in a small town too, so it's like, you know, everybody knows everybody, you know, kind of thing. So that was what I really liked about it. You know, it's like even if you weren't expecting this, you know, summertime, you know, whatever, you know, you don't get to see your friends as much. You know, it's like that's one thing that we always all of us got to look forward to, that we could, you know, ride our bikes down to the shop and, you know, go congregate for a while and go play some games, you know. Right.
What about you, Ataka? Did you hang out at the arcade a lot?
I actually have not been to too many arcades.
I am dying.
By the time I got old enough to go to places like that, they all closed out.
Yeah,
we have a couple here in town now, actually.
I know, and one of them is always closed when I'm off work.
Oh, really? I was gonna say, because we definitely got to go check them out sometime.
Yeah, that 1947.
Yeah.
The classic arcade, always closed when I'm off.
Oh. And that's the one I want to go to. It's like, I guess it's like they do this now with this one. It's like $5 to cover charge to get in, and you can play for unlimited play.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, $5 for the cover to get into the building, and then you can just play until you're done.
Oh, that's not bad. I mean, when you said cover charge, my mind immediately went to, oh, that sucks. You got to pay to get in because you're paying for each one of the games, and they're a lot more expensive now. But yeah, if you can play as long as you want, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and it's from what I've heard, I've had some other friends go there, and they say it's, you know, all the classic games that we grew up with, you know, your Double Dragons, your Galactica, Galaga, whatever it was called.
I love Double Dragon. Double Dragon was an awesome game.
That was one of my all-time favorites. Double Dragon was, I've dumped a small fortune in that game.
There was another game. I don't remember what the title was, but I saw it in the arcade a lot, and I played it a few times, and I thought it was pretty fun. You were like a little dinosaur that started in each one of the four corners. You could pick whatever color you wanted, depending on which joystick that you picked on there, and you just kind of ran around and ate, like, I don't remember what it was, like eggs or sandwiches or something like that, and there was cavemans trying to kill you. I don't know if you remember that one, but
I don't remember that one.
Very simple, but at the same time kind of difficult because the stages it was almost like a Pac-Man one, to be honest, except it didn't really look like Pac-Man, but it kind of had that feel where you did basically the same thing. You ran around and ate stuff while other stuff, charged after you.
Huh. Yeah, I don't remember that one.
Oh, I can't take that one. Oh, blue. Definitely taking a
seal
blue.
Seal of what?
Seal of Lions. Yeah, definitely pick up those Seal of Lions every time you guys see those too. That's a special currency. That there's some vendors that you can get stuff that have like Seal of Lions. Then there's a seal of a couple other things too, a couple of different animals.
Yeah, and they don't take up any space, so. Yeah, the other thing I miss are like pool halls. I mean, those are pretty much gone. I mean, there's a few of them here and there, but they're just for hanging out, and like they always smell like smoke, and there's always alcohol and stuff. It used to be, arcades were kind of mixed in with the pool halls as well.
Yep.
So you'd have that like nice environment.
We've got one in Sparta, but it's basically just a bunch of old people are running basically like 8 pool tables.
Yeah.
And they all smoke in there, and they have a billiard table in the back, and it's really crappy arcade games that they bought for cheap. It's really not a great place to go, but
it's the environment, man. I mean, if you make the environment friendly and welcoming, it really changes the whole landscape of your gameplay,
It does. It does. I think that's a huge factor into it. That's what I really miss the old arcade that we used to have in our Marl, because it's like
Challenge of Kellamfor.
Hundreds of games in there. I mean, you could be in there
we used to have a flight scene.
Huh?
Remember that simulator? There used to be a simulator in there.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh no, I'm talking about the old arcade that you've never seen.
Yeah, the one that never got closed, like right before I was born.
Yeah. I mean, this thing was massive. I mean, it was probably about the size of at least 3 or 4 different shops. Of normal, just mall shops. I mean, that's how big this place was.
Nice.
And that was great about it, because it was massive.
Spider.
And plus, like, you go in there and it's like all the lights. I mean, there's no lights on in the place. The only lights that are really coming or emitting any light is the video games themselves.
That's enough light as it is, though.
It was really exactly. You don't need any more light other than that. But it also helped add to the whole
ambiance.
Effect. Yeah, and so that's what I really loved about that place. Me and my cousins, we spent many hours.
Did you guys ever play any of those games that were like the new 3-dimensional aspect, which was basically a TV that was flipped upside down, radiating or shooting its image at a mirror, and it would show like it's supposed to be 3-dimensional, but it was a flat image because it's radiating off of a TV that's flat as well. But you could put your hand through it, like it would pop up on the little glass.
I did see them, but I never played one. Hey, Alonis, there's a chest up on the stairs.
Yeah,
I did see them. I did see them before, but I never had played one.
They were that I think of when I watch 3D TVs. It's kind of the same concept, It's something that sounds cool, but then when you actually start using it, it's really not as cool as they make it out to be,
Yeah, and I noticed that there was a lot of those games that they had the kind of like the live action, like they did the cutscene, and actually like you were playing like a real live character. Did you see those games too?
Yeah. There was that famous one with the sword guy, the little knight who had to jump from platform to platform. You had to do it at the right moment. I can't think of what his name is. They made like 3 or 4 of his.
Yeah. That's kind of the concept I was talking about. Yeah, but yeah, those were so weird. I was never could understand. Like, I played it one of those games one time, and I'm like, why did I just waste my money to play it?
Yeah, that was the thing is the learning curve on that one was so steep, and I think it cost like $1 to play that one. And I died within like a second. I'm like, oh, this is stupid. I'm not gonna waste another. I'm gonna play, another arcade that I can play for like 4 hours on 4 quarters, And so I think that's why it died. Is it was too expensive to produce, which means they had to charge too much, and there was no demo. There's no like, this is how it works. Here's a free like 10 minutes to get used to it before we throw you into the actual game, you know. And so yeah, just players just couldn't get their heads around it.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, especially to make them, it would cost a lot because some of the actors that they were using were actually kind of big name too at the time.
And it was CGI. You know, it was a cutscene in a video game that was just the cutscene.
Yeah, we were awkward, but oh, I wonder if there's anything up here on top of these.
Challenge of Ogma.
But what type of games did you play, Otaku? I mean, what was your thing? Was it RTSs? Was it first-person shooters? Did you like action adventure?
I like everything pretty much. I'm more into RTSs. I like them a little better, but I'm kind of into everything.
Have you played a good one recently? I mean, I think the last one I played was Age of Empires, I think.
I didn't really like Age of Empires. I had a buddy that got really crazy with that, and he wasn't fun to
Well,
play with.
I liked it. I just it wasn't as good as like Command and Conquer. It was the last one that I can remember playing because I haven't.
Yeah, I liked Command and Conquer. It was good. I really liked StarCraft.
The new one?
I was really yeah. No, I haven't got to play the new one that much. My computer couldn't handle it when it first came out.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking. It's up there. But I mean, are there any?
My favorite one is the Civ games.
The what?
I think I really like the Civilization.
Oh, Civilization,
games.
yeah.
I really like those. I got one for my 360. It's like a really like kiddie one. It's really marshmallowed out. It's really fun.
Which one is that? Is that Civ 5?
No, it's Civ Revolution.
I don't think I've heard of that one. Although I haven't been keeping track of the Civ ones. I need to get back into the RTSs because I absolutely love that genre. It's just I think what did it for me is I don't know if you guys played the last Command & Conquer, the one that was full of that DRM crap where you had to be online and you had to have your save game on there, and like everything about it was like, we don't want you to steal our game, and we're going to make it as inconvenient for people who've actually paid for it as possible. And they were plagued with issues. One of the main issues, which is why I stopped playing Command & Conquer altogether, was you had to be online the entire time. So if you ever lost your connection, you were playing a level that, can last 2, 3, 4, 5 hours sometimes, those really, really big levels. You had to start all over. You lost the entire level if you lost your connection for even a second.
Oh, jeez.
So that sucked.
That sucks.
And then,
yeah, that would.
And then if that didn't make matters worse, the save game is on their server, and they lost my save game. Like, it just poofed. So it was plagued with link dead problems because your internet may be perfectly fine, but their server internet sucked. It was sucking bad, and a lot of people were losing connections, people who don't ever lose connections. And, of course, you can't beat a level that way, and even if you did beat a level, you'd lose your entire freaking thing, and that's what happened to me right at the end. I got to, I think, like second to the last level. I managed to put up with all the issues, playing the same level over and over and over again to finally get there, and then it just poofed, and their customer service was just hideous. They would not do anything to help. Not that they could, because they lost it. But they weren't even like apologetic about it. They weren't even sorry that it happened. They were just like, tough, start over, get over it. And I'm like, dude, you're going to treat your fans like that? I mean, yeah, it's a game, we get it. But we paid money for it. We put hours into it. And you can't even give us a little bit of common decency, then, I'm done with you. So, yeah, I left playing those. And it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth.
Whoa.
But I would love to go back and find a good one out there if you know of one, or if you know of anybody coming out with one here in the future.
Not that I really know of. I'm really kind of interested in Civ 5 and then the expansion game they made after that where it goes into space.
I did play the space one, but I didn't go into space. You mean that you got like space as a option to build?
No, it was supposed to be like a continuation of 5, where after you went to your tech tree and you moved to space, it's like a continuation of that. You moved out to a new planet.
Oh, that's kind of cool, because that was one of the ways you could win the map. I mean, you got to choose if you wanted to win the map by the first one to the space travel stage, and you had to actually build like the space shuttle or something like that. I forgot what the different parts that you had to beat.
Yeah, that was the tech tree. You had to finish your technology tree, and you started building modules for a deep space colonization ship.
Right. And that was the way I always chose to win, because I like going down that path. But there was always the total war, which is to annihilate your enemy and complete the total... and that one was actually quicker.
Which is the way I...
You know, that definitely was quicker if you knew what you were doing. What do you normally do? Do you use, like, nuclear weapons, or do you do it with, like, tanks and airplanes? And
Actually, I try to tank over the world in the medieval era, because the units are cheaper.
Oh, wow. You were very quick on the ball. I tried that, and what always ended up happening was they progressed past me, and I'd be attacking with, like, archers and stuff, and they would have tanks. You know, because
I never let them do that. Yeah, I never let them do that.
You're like those guys that, I mean, I tried Command & Conquer way back when on PvP on the internet, and I thought, you know, we're going to build up our bases, we're going to go head-to-head with a huge army and stuff. No, what ended up actually happening was they built one tank, sent all the troops they started with, and they attacked me right off the bat when I had nothing. And that was the way every match went from then on. Like, you never built up a base, you never got any of the time to do anything like that. They just they went to town right on you at the very beginning. So I guess that's how you play. And it definitely works. That's how, you know...
I do a little bit of that and a little bit of what you do. I turtle as much as I can, and as soon as the military unit becomes cheap in a city, that's the city that cranks out my military.
Right.
So actually, on my little solo play of Russia, I'm playing the Russian country. England was spawned below me on the continent, and she just kept flapping her mouth at me about, you know, I'm the terrible leader, my people suck, and I got sick of it.
Right.
So I just built a bunch of like spearmen and just sacked her 2 cities early on. And I just kept upgrading my tech to where I could get trebuchets, and once I got trebuchets, I put 3 different units of trebuchets right outside London, and then I just sat there for like, I don't know, 30 turns. I mean, I spent 3 hours sacking London.
Jeez, yeah, some of those people cannot be pleased no matter what you do. It's nasty if you play it on hard,
no,
too.
She did not like... Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Ah, not bad. Actually, there's still more guys here.
Is there?
Yes, did she hate you from, like, the beginning of the game, or did you do something to her?
Beginning of the game, like, I was friendly with her for, like, I don't know, the first 10 turns of the game, and then she denounced me publicly, and then every other 5 turns, she's like, your people beat rocks together because they're so stupid. I was like, I got mad. I was like, oh man, you're going down. If I do anything before I get taken over by someone else, I'm taking you out. And then it turns out it's just me and her on a continent. I'm like, oh, you have no friends now.
So this is like an actual level live player that's playing against you, right?
No, this is the AI. I don't.
It's the AI. Okay.
This is AI.
And they're really smart, though. I mean, the AI is not... well, it depends on if you're playing on the hard, but...
Yeah, the guy, King as I Am, he is... Oh my gosh, he is smart. He is taking over city-states like crazy.
Oh, you're still actually on that map right now.
Yeah, I've conquered my continent, and I've got 3 city-states there that I'm not doing anything with. But I don't want to build up the navy to go over to where he is, because he's still got like 5 other countries with him.
Oh, I can actually loot the chest, guys.
I was going to ask you if you can actually loot it this time.
I'll loot the chest. It's fun.
So I guess it was too high.
Last time I wasn't able to do it the last time.
Huh.
For some reason.
I think the character was just too high. I think that must be the thing, or I was bugged. I guess it could have just been I was bugged as well. Because we tried it 2 or 3 times in a row, and I wasn't able to do it once. So that's kind of nice. I was able to get that one. Now I can go back to town and get another one of those keys, because I did not use one today.
Awesome.
But yeah, guys, we're definitely going to go ahead and end the episode here. I think, Taka, you started this one, did you?
I did, and then I was waiting for you guys to say so. Sure. Where'd you guys go?
I zoned out already.
Yeah, same here.
How do you zone out? You go through this door?
Yeah,
the
go
big
through the door.
Yeah, I'll zone out first, and then I'll do my outro.
But yeah, this is a very long mission, but a very cool one, so I definitely like it.
That was actually really neat. I liked that. That was fun. Yeah, I think my coffers are full again, so I think my backpacks are all full.
Yep, same here. I'm gonna have to go through and see what I got and sell the rest.
So, all right, yeah, I think it's definitely time to end the episode, guys. If you like what you saw, you know, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any tips or hints or anything for us, subscribe, you know, comment.
Please help.
Leave us notes. And if you want to help out, you know, in the way that most people like to help out by yourself, join the guild. Contact Rhino, he's usually on. Contact us, join the guild. We are happy to take on new recruits because, I mean, there's just no reason for us to be off this by ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, with that too, guys, if anybody that's out there watching, if you want to join our guild, message me in YouTube. You know, Rhino3756. Send me a private message in YouTube, and we'll get you in, guys. We want more people to come out here and play with this. I mean, that's what's going to make it funner. Just the more people that we can get to, you know, get a big group of 20, 30 people out here just to go wreck the stronghold area. So
Yeah, definitely, guys. If you're watching my channel, make sure to head on over there, especially since if you're in the guild, at some point, we're going to get you on camera if that's the thing that you want to do. And, you know, you can be part of the videos, guys. So, you know, definitely check it out.
But other than that, guys, we'll catch you next time, and, you know, have a good day.
and subscribe.